Welcome to the shop, where today we're going to be installing KFI's new Tigertail system on the Polaris RZR. Now, this system comes with the 12,000 pound Tigertail. It comes with all the carriage bolts, nuts and washers needed for install. It comes with the 6-month warranty papers. And it comes with a KFI products pamphlet. Now, I also picked up their 1 1/4 inch hitch mount. I want to use this in the Polaris RZR, and I want to be able to just slide this in the rear hitch and take off with it. Mounting bracket to mount your Tigertail. And it comes with your mounting hardware to mount these two pieces together. Let's walk over to the RZR. I mount mine like that. And then next you want to take your bracket, and there's a lot of different ways that you can mount this. You can mount it like that. You can flip it over and mount it like that. You can mount it on the outside of the bracket, just like that right there. Or you can mount it like that right there. And with this flipped over, it would mount like that. So there's a number of different possibilities here. So if you've got an issue with clearance, there's a number of different ways that you can do it to actually make it mount up. And this here, the Tigertail system can mount to this bracket either in the center like that right there, or it can mount off to the side, off to either side. That way, if you need clearance on either side, you can move it enough to get you a little extra clearance. With mine, to keep this thing from moving around, I'm going to stick a pin in it. Then you can kind of hold your bracket in place. Like that's clear and fine. But when I put this on here, it won't bolt up because it's hitting. Well, I've got another adjustment here. I can slide this out a little further, use a different hole. Put this in here. Then that slides on, it mounts up, it clears everything fine. Knowing how I want that, I want to go ahead and take my mounting hardware that comes with the mount itself. I want to take a little blue Loctite and put on my carriage bolts. Slide it in from the outside, that way it looks a little better. You can't see the nuts. With the nuts run up a little bit, I'm going to take my impact. I'm going to hold my bracket together. Snug up both bolts. Then our Tigertail. Just like the bracket, uses carriage bolts. And the two front ones look like they're going to be a little harder to get to, so I'm going to do them first. Take my carriage bolt and just kind of drop it down in there. Both of them drop down in there. I'm going to take the little blue Loctite. Pull the rope out a little, get to one of these bolts, depending on how it does, just to make it a little easier to get the bolt in. Now, to make sure I get this exactly like I wanted it to start with, I'm going to go ahead and slide this back into the hitch before I tighten it down. And I'm going to push this just so it's not hitting, just so I've got a little clearance right there. And with that done, I can go ahead and tighten up a couple of these bolts. Now with everything tightened down, the Tigertail installed, this rope is not, this hook's not going to easily come out. What you got to do is pull out on the rope just a little. Then you can lift the hook out of the slot. And with a 12-foot of rope extended, you can hook the other end of your buddy. And the spring loaded is going to automatically keep tension on this rope. That way he's not got to do it. That way your rope don't get down in the mud. It don't get real nasty. Plus, your rope don't get wrapped around his wheel. And this hook here, if you can get it out right here, that's not a good thing. There's two bolts right here on the side of it. You can adjust them so this hook is tighter. But this one's good and tight. So all you got to do is pull the rope out just a hair, then you can unhook it, and it just automatically keeps tension. And in order to remove this system, all you got to do is pull your pin out. In my opinion, one of these pins is not the best way to go. Because if you stick this pin in here, you get out in the woods, you catch this on some kind of vines or some kind of limbs or something, you can pull that pin out. Then this pin here's got nothing holding it in there. So I mean, it can slide over the edge and it can fall out. And you never know it's gone. I went and got a 2.5 inch by 7/16 bolt. I want to take my bolt. I'm going to put a washer on either side of it. Then I'm going to use a lock washer and a lock nut on this side over here. That way I ain't got to worry about this thing going nowhere. Plus with the pin in it, you can see how that thing wobbles around a little. When I get this bolt in there and get her tightened down, she ain't going to do that. Now with the bolt in there and it tightened down, she ain't moving.